Thank you everybody. Welcome. We have some very big news today, and that is to announce the expansion of the new Grindavik Stadium to just under 10,000 once the new stand is complete. The Aussie Villain stand. What do you mean it's not going to be called that? Well, decide now. Confirm it, mate. I'm a bloody club legend. This is...
Synger samman till segerstroppen Maltan Grindavik Och jag vet Vid vattnen ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. Today it is season 11, I think it is. Yeah, 11 seasons. Episode 4. We are facing the New Saints in the second leg of our Champions League qualifier. 2-0 from the first leg at home. So we go to Wales, a little bit precariously perched, but hopefully we'll get past that and then we'll have the first leg of the next qualifying round if that's the case. But the big news we've got from last episode is right here. Board request, expand the stadium. They've agreed to it. It's in planning. And yeah, it's going to be just under 10,000 seats, and I think it was 2.2 million was sort of the information I got. Unfortunately, it's dropped off my inbox, so I can't show you that part of it. But yeah, it said it should be completed by April of next year. But as I said, it looks like it's still actually in planning here, so that's good. I noticed that the stadium looked quite full on a regular basis, so I asked for it, and hopefully, anyway, that's going to get through for us, and we'll have a nice expanded stadium coming up in the near future. Now, there's not too much to catch you up on since last episode, but one piece of good news is that Arneson, our young midfielder who came through the academy, our promising midfielder, he has agreed a contract extension, so 2037, so what's that, a 4-year contract extension, which is very good indeed. Is he still rated as a promising midfielder? He's gone back to a young midfielder, but he's very good, and with it looking increasingly difficult to keep Jonsson long-term, he could sort of come in and fill in that role quite comfortably, I think, so in a couple of years' time. So yeah, that's quite good. Happy that he has committed his future to us. Now, there's one game to catch you up on. That was in the league against IA, so let's go see how that went. Depe gave us an early lead. And it was 2-0 when Gadini finished off a flowing counter-attack. Before Sinistera played in Kosh for our third late on. So a really good performance from us this one. It was obviously a rotated side given that situation with Europe, and they did really well. Dominated the game, dominated possession, and to be honest, we could have won by more. Arguably should have won by more. But anyway, we did give a couple of guys some game time off the bench. Turpinson, Markson, Jofferson, and Sinistera, of course, who we've got on loan as a striker, came off the bench and did quite well as well. So yeah, really happy with that. And the league continues to just be a matter of time. 13 games played, an 11-point gap is that. And yeah, all looking very good. But the battle for that last European spot is just really intense, isn't it? Looks as though Stajnen, Poor, and Nardvik will be dropping off. 2 of those 3 will go. Actually, Nardvik and one other, it looks like, doesn't it? Because there's only 3 points. It's so close, isn't it? It really is. It's such a... It's the problem with the division is that there's no consistency in who's getting into Europe. But equally, what a division it is as a neutral to watch. It's very close all the time, isn't it? All right, let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here against the New Saints. So we can see the way the tie is poised here. 2-0. We go to Wales with the lead. And yeah, I mean, we did dominate that first game, but it was a little... Now, Higuain had a bruise, didn't he? He should be fine. He should be fine. All right, so let's go through the team. It's Puwal as the keeper. It's I can't remember the names now. Calderone, even. Calderone, Vinci, Degen, and Volpez as the back 4. So Degen back from his suspension for this one. Antonio, Jonsson, and Bakali. Beyonce, Higuain, and Baltinson as the front 3. Let's go knock out these Welsh. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise names. Tomorrow Moore is still up front for them, so that's good. Put on a worthy display. No complacency. This is not done. Don't be anxious and stressed. Come on, guys. You're okay. We're okay here. So it's just Volpez that is looking anxious. So I have to keep an eye on him. Now there was... we've got a bit of a different formation than we were expecting there. Okay, so we'll have to change marking assignments. Yeah, I kind of got the reception that I thought for the sale of Alaku, in that he's a very good player. It was a lot of money. Time will tell, basically. That seems like the basic gist of how everybody feels. So... yeah, it's one of those. It's always a tough decision to sell a player that is that good. I think ultimately, and I didn't really know how to put this into words until I sort of was able to go away and think about it. His best position was as a number 10, and we don't really play with a number 10 necessarily. So I think that was what I was trying to spit out very unsuccessfully last episode. But yeah, anyway, we'll kind of see. I'll just changing marking assignments there if there's a weird edit point. Yeah, well, so we'll kind of see how we go. I think Sinistera could work out quite decently for us. He does look okay in Vertiz as well as that deep lying forward option. Again, looks quite solid. So it's one of those, isn't it? We won't know. Oh, and it's a tap in for Baltinson. Calderone with the assist, put it on a plate, and well, Baltinson doesn't miss those, does he? So it is 1-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate. And that's a nice early goal that will hopefully settle my nerves. Never mind the players. But look at that. On a plate. Baltinson. He couldn't miss, could he? Jacob Ramsey maybe could miss. But I don't think Baltinson could miss. So there we go. Excellent stuff. If you didn't see the Villa game. That was very much a similar sort of... Poor Jacob Ramsey. Yeah, but there we go. Got to say, very excited to see Villa back in Europe. Slightly annoyed because I just cancelled BT too because they don't really show anything I like anymore. Oh, and Baltinson does it all himself. And we will be going to the next round of Champions League qualifying here. It is 4-0 on aggregate. And that is a very nice relief indeed. It's a wonder they changed their shape here, really, because they did quite well shutting us down. But they've got 3 centre-backs and Baltinson's just kind of, look at that. Got 6 of them in the box chasing him. Unbelievable stuff from Neil Baltinson. I think the other reason too with for getting rid of Alaku is just me kind of putting all my eggs in the Baltinson basket because he still hasn't topped out his potential there yet. So we saw the likes of Rafferson was starting to tap out because what happens if you're not familiar, if you don't know, the star ratings are in relation to sort of your squad more or less and or the league that you play in. So when we get better players in, what would have been, so for example, Turpinson when he came through was a 5-star potential player, and now I think he's a 2-star player. Oh, that is very, very close to being taken over the line. Whereas now he's a 2-star player. He's on the bench, yeah. And the reason that it's not because he's got worse, it's because the players around him have got better. So, which I think is partly the reason why our youth intakes don't look as good. It's not necessarily that. I mean, we aren't getting quite the same quality, but I think it's also because we need a better. It's like the difference between someone coming through a youth intake at Manchester City or at I don't know, like Salford City. It's gonna a 2-star player at Manchester City would be a 5-star player at Salford. So, yeah, I think that kind of is impacting what looks to be a poor quality intake that we're getting. I mean, obviously, we need, basically, we're looking for, if not world-class players. Oh, Baltinson! Oh, there's a miss for your hat-trick. Wow. And we've got a penalty. Well, they'll get another chance. Can he stick this one away? Yes, he can, although he did his best to put that one into the stands as well, didn't he? But it is 3-0 now, and I wonder if it's an opportunity to start resting one or two. Calderone on a booking, for example, might be somebody worth protecting. Who do I have on the bench to play left back? We've got Jones or Depe. Let's stick Depe out there. I'm just thinking I can use Tom Jones as in the league. Oh, and Baltinson has a 4th, does he? Is it offside? I don't know what happened there. Volpez has ripped the cross in. We've scored another one. And what has happened here? Was it a missed clearance? I still don't know what's happened with that defender there. Has he tried to backheel it or has he just missed it? Very, very strange. Anyway, excellent work. Baltinson has 4. And Higuain had a knock, didn't he? So let's not leave him out there. Let's get Obot on that left-hand side. Oh, Higuain! Nothing wrong with that ankle. But well, yeah, we'll sort of protect him a little bit. We are sort of nursing him back to match sharpness as well as the injury. So good opportunity to just give him a bit of a rest. Bakali will leave you out there because I want Raul to play in the league. Same with Gadini and Kosh. So yeah, I think we might be just about be done with this one. Arneson, I'm trying to use it in the league as a regular starter to help him develop. Let's have a look here. Can Vinci and Depe clean that up? Jonsson gets the header clear, and we should pick it up with Beyonce. No, not quite. Hopefully, it'd be nice to keep a clean sheet against the New Saints. They were such a pain in the ass for us at Bala Town, weren't they? It took us years before we... I don't think it did. I'm trying to remember now. Because it was that if you're not sort of relatively new to the channel, Bala Town in Wales was the first Impossible Dream that I did. And many say the best. I've only gotten worse since then. But we really did struggle with the New Saints, who are the powerhouse of Welsh football. When you start, they are the only professional team. I think they're professional, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they are. And it took us ages to sort of be confident of getting over the top of them. I think in the end, a couple of other teams, I can't remember who they were now, but we were never, I don't think, fully comfortable against the New Saints. We just had like this mental block against them. But anyway, we put them away here. It is 6-0 on aggregate, and we will be going on to the next round. Enjoy the Europa League, you Muppets. A 4-goal haul from Baltinson, and that is how you do that. So first leg triumph helps us pass the New Saints. We've got a little bit of money there, and we've got Inter Turku, the Finnish champions, in the next round. That should be quite doable, shouldn't it? So we will come back for that, and hopefully we'll put this one to bed in the first leg, and then we don't have to worry about coming back and showing the second leg. But I will see you for the first leg against Turku. Alright, welcome back. We are getting ready to face Inter Turku in our Champions League qualifying. It's a third qualifying round. It feels like it's not, but because obviously we got a bye in the first round now, we're one round further than it feels like. So we're going to send out the same team. So Puol in goal, Calderon, Vinci, Degan and Volpez, Antonio, Jonsson and Bakali, Beyonce, Higuain, and 4-goal Mr. Baltinson goes up top again. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, we didn't actually have a league game in between the two, so I needn't have worried about trying to rest players and whatnot for the league because they weren't required. So we've had a week off. Let's just go out there. Let's relax, let the result come. We are at home again in the first leg, so good opportunity for us to try and put it to bed. Now, there has been a lot of talk in the comments on the Discord for quite a few seasons now that we need to drop down a competition to the Europa League. To have a chance of sort of going further and perhaps even winning something. I don't know if we're quite at the point where we would win Europa League, but we'd certainly be in the conversation, I would say. So, that would mean we want to get as far as we can, obviously, in Champions League qualifying, and there is money involved for getting to the playoff. But there was talk in the comments last episode of throwing the playoff and getting ourselves down into the Europa League. How would we feel about that if we, say, sent the Gags out? And if the Gags are good enough to win, then I guess fair enough. But, yeah, give me your thoughts on that. Now, it would mean a big money hit, obviously, and we are quite heavily indebted. Now, we've got to actually win this game first, I suppose. But you'd imagine we'll be all right. Yeah, so there's obviously a big monetary hit that we would take. But, I mean, we just got 20-odd million for Alaku. We got, was it 12 million for Nelum? So if we're going to do it, this is probably, as Calderon reads him like a book there. Here we go with Higuain. We've got Bakali through the middle. Bakali is unmarked on the penalty spot. And it's taken a deflection off the defender and behind for a corner. So yeah, if we were to do it, this is definitely the season, I think, to do it, given that we've given ourselves a little bit of a safety net in terms of the finances. Pros, we would, in all likelihood, do well. We would get coefficient points. Now, we are defending 16 coefficient points. This is the first season that we got out of the Champions League when we attempted it, or when we were sort of first getting into Europe. So that is the positive. It would, in all likelihood, it could anyway enhance our reputation if we go deeper into a competition. The negatives, it's mostly, it's just down to money. Would any of the players be upset that we don't play in the Champions League? We haven't promised anybody Champions League football. So on that front, no. I think the board expectation, and we've actually got to score games, and we've got to win this one first. It is 0-0 at half time. Yeah, so we've been unlucky. We've got a lot of nervous players here, which is not great, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, so there's no other than money, there is no real negatives to it. But obviously, you know, money is important, and they're going to be down to 10 men. Well, what a stupid thing to do 12 seconds into the second half in a game that you're away from home and tied 0-0. Absolutely ludicrous. You would be ripping your hair out if you were the Inter Turku manager, wouldn't you? And they just gifted it to Baltinson now. We've got Jonsson through the middle. Baltinson, can he do it himself? He tries. But ultimately it is blocked away. And we go again here. Beyonce. Oh, it's fallen for Baltinson. And he has tapped it in. The ref has pointed the halfway. And it is 1-0 early in the second half. Well, they have just fallen in a heap here. What a terrible start to the half. Down to 10 men, just gifting us possession. And then Beyonce, look at that for a shot. Not much the goalkeeper could have done. And Baltinson just on his toes, wasn't he? He was just ready to go and the defence wasn't. So, very, very nicely done. Dare I say we needed that, I think. Jonsson on a yellow card is slightly concerning. But, I mean, worst case scenario, we get back to 10 on 10, I suppose. Beyonce to Volpez. Volpez, it is... Was that headed away? It was headed away. Calderon to Antonio. Baltinson's offside. I'm positive he's offside. If he's not, then they need to have a serious look at their back line because it was not even close. Yeah, so there we go. Don't even need VAR. Free kick. Beyonce to take. Good one to the back post, and it's just over. Degen, I think it was. Bakali not playing well again. So, all right, mate. We'll bring on Rayor. We've got options for you now, mate. If you're not going to play well, then you can go and have a rest and think about it. Beyonce also not playing particularly well, given that we have Kosh as an option. Seems like a sensible thing to do, does it? Oh, no, not Gadini. God damn it, now I've got to cancel it all and go back in. This is just a disaster. What am I doing? All right. Oh, no, we already made the Bakali one, so it's not that much of a disaster. All right, there we go. And actually, I wonder if they're playing a 4-4-2, if what we might want to do is Kosh is going to take this corner, and it is headed away again. Rayor will pick it up. I wonder if what we want to do is move Rayor into a number 10 role. And, oh, is it onside? I'm not sure if it's going to be onside. It's a second for Baltinson if it is. And it's the strangest cross I've ever seen. Did it take a deflection up maybe off the defender? It did, okay. So it wasn't actually a cross. It was a very inventive cross otherwise from Kosh. But there we go, 2-0. And how close was this to offside? Oh, no, it's the Kosh one they're worried about. So Baltinson's off there. And he's okay for the second one, clearly. All right. Well, it's 2-0. If we can get a third, then I think we're in a position where second leg is not really needing to be shown. But 2-0 again, a little bit like the New Saints. Now, this is a better team than the New Saints. Here we go with Baltinson again. It just gets nicked off his foot. And oh, we've done well there. We've done well there. Raul gets bundled off the ball, though. And, well, they are passing it around us. You wouldn't know they had 10 men right now. And what we don't need is them getting one back, and that is off the crossbar. All right, we get it wide for Calderon. For Raul. Baltinson on a hat-trick. Can he get another one? Kosh is surely offside there. It's fallen for Baltinson again, but the defender gets back. And here come the finish. Or the Finns. Ball over the top. Vinci is there. Can he get back? He can. I tell you what, I feel a lot better with Vinci back there than I do with Immonen, that's for sure. As they come forward again. You get a feeling this is not going to end well, and is it offside? I think it is. It is. Yeah, well, there's two of them there that are offside. So Degen and Vinci did well. They held their line and did what was needed. But yeah, despite being down to 10 men and away from home, they've done okay here. I've got to say, I'll be more nervous about this second leg than I am about the other. There was about the other one. And it's Kosh gets in. Oh, it's off the line. We needed that, didn't we? A third goal would have probably just about been that. But we don't need them to come down the other end now and pull one back. It should have been 3-0, and it was very nearly 2-1 there. Let's give it a focus. as Volpez picks up a loose ball, gets it wide for Kosh. All right, where's Baltinson in the middle? Kosh, is he going to go himself? Kosh goes himself, and the goalkeeper has made a save. No, we've just blasted it straight over the bar. Well, 2-0 at home against 10 men. Not great. I mean, they had really the one chance that was offside. If that had been onside, then obviously things could have been quite different. But just ahead. We're just ahead, aren't we? Just ahead. So we defeat 10 men into Turku. Baltinson now has 6 goals in the Champions League. Did he get any in the first leg against TNS? I can't remember. But anyway, that is that. If you've enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments. Do we send the gags out and not throw the playoff for the group stage should we get there, but just make it more difficult on ourselves in the hope that we get sent to the Europa League? Or are we in this for Champions League glory and we just want to get in there, get the money, and continue to build things up? I'll let you guys decide what you want to do. We have 50 million in the bank right now. So if we want to make the Champions League, we could just about cope for a season, I would say. Well, not just about, we would cope for a season. But anyway, that's where we're at. Until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time for the second leg, and hopefully play off to get into a group stage or a league phase. We'll just have to decide which one. Take care.